It's Darlene with Featherweight Doctor. Let me bring my feeds up. I'm going to say hi to a few friends, and then we are going to welcome our very, very, very special guest tonight, Miss Judy Sidebottom Putnam, or Judy P. We call her Judy P here. We're on that kind of a name basis. You guys, maybe I'll have to ask her if she has a nickname. I'm not telling you my nickname. All right, let me bring up my feeds. We'll welcome Judy. Sorry, I'm a minute or two late. I was having technical problems. What else is new these days? Okay, so where am I on YouTube? No, come on, Featherweight Doctor. Okay. So how's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. In fact, it is only 68 degrees outside, which is perfection. It is perfection. I've been quilting in the garage and the doors have been open so I can have the nice cool breeze. All right, I have you. Facebook is up. Hi, everybody. Let me grab the YouTube here. I hope everybody's having a great week. The Ray got a different car. That was kind of exciting around here. We had to clean it out today because it was completely disgusting with moldy French fries underneath the seat. Who puts moldy French fries? Well, I guess they weren't moldy when they fell underneath the seat, but you get my drift. Clean your car, people. That's disgusting. Okay. All right. I'm going to say hi to some friends. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and welcome Judy on, and then we'll say hi to some friends together. So everybody, without further ado, this is my good friend, Judy Sidebottom Putnam from Massachusetts, and I want to welcome her to the show. She's been a regular. Hold on, Judy, hold on, wait. Well, oh, good Lord. Someone fire me already. Oh, there I am. Okay, good. There she is. Yay, Judy. She looks pretty today, huh, everybody? All right, let's say hi to some friends, and then we're going to get to know Miss Judy better. So Carrie's on from SoCal. Hello, hello. Susan's on from Ohio. Hi, sweetheart. Thanks for joining us. Okay, let's see. We have large contingent over here on Facebook. We have Angel is on, Linda is on, hi. Cindy Matthews is on. We've got Angel. Oh, she said, like your top. Thank you, my little florally top. Sharon's on from Iowa. Odie's on from Oregon. Joanne's on from Mississippi. Debbie's on from Kentucky. Nancy's on from Lake Stevens. Becky is on from Kennydale. She says, welcome, Judy P. Becky doesn't know it yet, but she's going to come on the show with me next week. She doesn't know it yet. Hi, Gwen from Minnesota. Bonnie's on from Illinois. Franny's on. Hi, Franny. Let's see. Lisa Meadows is on from Phoenix. Mary's on from Kansas. Mel and Joe are on from Wyoming still. Hope you guys are traveling safe. They're not snowbirding, Judy. Mel and Joe, who usually live on Gulf Coast in Mississippi, they are RVing. They're coming up to visit me. She's going to be on a sip and so. How fun is that going to be? Let's see here. Oh, Cindy's in Michigan. Mid-70s, no humidity. Perfect. Franny's on. Oh, Rose is on. Hi, Rose from Tennessee. Lisa's on from Connecticut. Linda Wood said, made someone happy. Made a bear and bouquet holder for my wedding dress jacket that was too small for someone to wear. Very cute. Nice job, Miss Linda. And Teresa's on. Hello, over on YouTube. All right, Judy. What you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, I've been following you since just before you started your Quilt As You Go series.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So a year.
Yeah.
That's a year.
Yeah,
I started
think it has
like
been.
in June last year.
It probably was a little bit earlier than that, and I can't remember how I found you. I think I was looking for parts and pieces for my lady, and I was delighted to find you.
Oh, I think it's kind of interesting. This community has grown so much over the last year, and it's really a lot of word of mouth. And then, as the videos get viewed and played and all of the stuff behind the scenes that I don't understand that my husband understands. You know, it pops up in people's search engines faster and all of that. But for me, it is about the featherweights, but it's also about the friends that I have found here, like you online. Um, I started this because I was really lonely. I'm sure I've told you this, but that Quilt As You Go was kind of a happy accident. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like literally couldn't having trouble getting people to join me on camera because vacation and like it was the first time that the country had kind of let up a little on the COVID restrictions, and so everybody was gone. Like I couldn't get anybody to commit to showing up on camera with me, and so I had this Quilt As You Go design since 2018 when we lived in Arizona, and I was like, I can depend on me. I am reliable. So I am going to be relying on myself for the content. And I had no idea how that was going to go. And it's been amazing. I mean, like the fact that we did that first quilt show thing on that Friday night a few weeks ago, and there was someone on here that was their first quilt. Like the quilt that we all made together, that was their
And it was
first quilt.
beautiful. It
It
was
turned out so
gorgeous
nice.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So you told
So,
me that because of the Quilt As You Go, I inspired you to take some stuff out of the closet.
yes. And I don't know if you can see this beauty.
Ah, look at that. It's a Baltimore album.
It is a Baltimore album. It's huge.
Oh, look, is it Christmas?
It's Christmas.
Oh, it's so pretty. Nice. So
It's
you did that as a Quilt As You Go
yes.
on your big you did that on your big machine. That
I
thing's
did this
massive.
on my big machine.
Oh, okay. I'm like, girl, if you got a big machine.
I had been sitting with these 12 squares, they're hand appliqued.
hmm
And I'd been sitting with them saying, I don't know how I'm ever going to quilt this. I've
hmm
taken ruler classes. I was stuck. And I started watching you and I thought, I can do the squares individually if
There
I'm
you
doing
go.
Quilt As You Go. And I was
Yep.
petrified because I wasn't sure about the precision.
Yeah.
Um, but a friend of mine once asked me, do you think you're very particular? And I said, no. And she said, are you crazy?
Maybe a little.
Maybe a little.
I think
It
us
it was a
quilters
cha
all have a smidge of craziness.
it was a challenge because the corners don't coincide with anything that you learn how to do in Quilt As You Go. Because
Oh.
I wanted the
Oh, the
corners.
miter.
Yeah.
So what did you do for because I know there's a technique where you layer the border on and
Yeah.
then you extend the quilt, the batting out, and then you kind of envelope it back.
Well, I
And
cheated a lot and I have no idea what I did. It's done. It's done.
I do have a long arm. So I do for big projects, I will. And if I'm in a hurry, I'll just throw them on the long arm and get them done. But there is something very like satisfying, I think is a good word, about knowing that you did something from beginning to end. And I know on those Baltimore albums, because they are so much work, Judy. I mean, so much, because it's all needle turn applique. Um,
No, 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 no.
you did the
This is
fusible.
fused. This
Oh,
is
okay.
fused, but
Cheater.
it's hand appliqued.
But still, like, at the end of the day, done is better than not done. Done is better than perfect. And, you got it done. And now you can enjoy it and you can smile at the process and the journey along the way. Like, I always tell people who join me in like my beginning machine quilting classes, a lot of them are what I call top makers. They like putting the colors together, they like putting the patterns together, and then they just start stacking up the tops until they can afford to take them to the long arm or whatever. And I'm like, everybody should possess the basic ability to do their own finishing work, whether it's Quilt As You Go, whether it's a traditional quilt, pin based quilt machine quilting technique. But the paralyzing fear of ruining something stops
Yeah.
people from moving forward. So
Yeah.
you're proof in the pudding that you can move past that paralyzing fear that you're going to ruin something and get it done.
Now, you wanted to hear the story of my featherweight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had a featherweight as a young girl. I was probably 16, and I've been knitting since I was 8.
Okay.
So, and sewing since I was about 13. And I had a featherweight, and as I got older and started having a family, I thought it would be a good idea to have a machine in a cabinet, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I traded my featherweight. I know. I know. And didn't stop to think about it. I had some nice machines as I went along. And about 30 years ago, I thought I'd really like to have a featherweight back.
Yeah.
And I went into my quilt shop, it happened to be on Cape Cod at the time.
Okay.
And I said to the girls behind the counter, I said, if anybody ever calls and wants to sell a featherweight, please let me know. I'll give you my address and my name. Days before cell phones, 30 years
Right.
ago.
Right.
So I was standing there and the phone rang, and
So
the woman
crazy.
behind the counter picked it up and she said, yes, I understand. You have a featherweight for sale. I'm going to hand this phone to
What? That
to my
doesn't happen,
customer.
Judy P. That doesn't
I know.
happen.
I know.
That's amazing.
And so I talked to her, asked her about a price. Where are you? I'm 3 miles away. I said, well, my husband is going to drive me. I'll be right there.
Don't give it to anybody else.
And a half an hour later, I had a featherweight. And the only thing that I regret is that I didn't find out her name.
Isn't that a bummer?
You
I
know,
I I always try to do that, but I get it. It's like you're
I
so excited to have the featherweight. You're like,
I didn't know at that time. You were the one that told me I had to name my machine.
heck yes.
So
But when
then
you
I
have
pondered. I
17
said, oh,
million, you have to be able to tell them apart.
so I pondered this for a while and I thought, okay, what is this little girl's name going to be? Well, my mother was Lillian Antoinette. She'd hate that I told you that.
She
And
didn't like
and my grand
Antoinette.
no, she always went by Lillian Ann.
I think Antoinette is beautiful.
I know it. I know it.
I think that's
And
beautiful.
my great grandmother's name was Anna, and my
Okay.
grandmother's name was Anna, and my middle name is Anne.
There you go.
And one of my favorite friends of all times nicknamed me Annie in high school.
That's
And I
cool.
thought, you know what? She's Annie.
She's Annie. I
She's Annie.
encourage you and everybody else listening to write these stories down,
Yeah.
because what happens is, like, these machines are so timeless that your house is not the last house, Judy, that Annie's going to be in. It's just not.
No. My
So
sister will have her.
yeah, and
When
then
I'm gone, my
your
sister will
your
have her.
sister's kids, your nieces and nephews will, these machines will live on. And I think it's really cool if we can preserve the historical information. Like, I'd type that whole thing up and I'd stick it in an envelope and I'd stick it in the bottom of the
I'm
case and
going
I'd
to,
forget about
yeah,
it, because at
yeah.
some point someone's going to pull it out and go, uh, and then it's going to even mean more to them because they're going to know the story behind how you got it and how she was named. So,
And by the way, she was born in 1945,
yeah.
and so am I.
You're twins. That's so fun. I feel bad for
Now,
people who were born. I mean, if you would have been born one more year earlier, you would have never found a machine because they didn't make them in 44.
yeah, yeah. Now I'm going to share this because I shared it with you.
Okay. Oop, over,
Where
over.
where are
Oh,
my
there's
camera?
that spring foot. Yes. There you go.
Okay, this is a darning foot.
Yeah. I feel like it's collectible and kind of rare.
Well, because there's a space in it for a needle.
Yeah. But I
And
mean, I think I've
and
seen those on like some of those foofy sites.
they're manufacturing. I was in my quilt store today, and they're
Yeah.
manufacturing a needle with one of these things on it now. So you put the
Really?
needle in your machine. Yep, she showed it to me. I nearly died. And I was doing free motion work with this
Yeah.
on my featherweight in 1970.
Ah, that's so
So
fun.
yeah, it's kind of a cool throwback.
Do you have a magnifying glass that you could really look at that little spring to see if there's a 6-digit number on it? I'd be very curious if it was an actual Singer like Semenko part.
Oh, no,
I would need a
there's just
magnifying glass. Maybe you don't need a magnifying glass.
there isn't anything I'm looking at it
Yeah.
for any shiny.
Distinguishing
No,
marks or anything.
no, no,
Has anybody
no.
seen? Hold on. Oh, hold on. We have some comments here. So
Good.
Cindy Matthews, hi Cindy, says that's how I got my featherweight. When I started looking, I went to the LQS shop. I've never seen. I'd never been in before. I asked the owner. She said, "Well, if you want to look at it, I have one for sale." And I went home with Lulu. That's so cute. I love that name. Let's see. Becky says, talk about being in the right place at the right time. Right? Annie was just destined to be with you. So you're 45. Does she have the scrolly faceplate or the lined one?
She has a scroll face, which I found out from you last night or Monday night,
Yeah.
was a leftover.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
Because
I'm I'm a lucky woman.
you are 45, 46 machines, not uncommon at all to see those scroll faceplates on the machines just because they were left over. And I do know that in the UK plant, the European plant, that they came out even later than that. Like they had more of a back stock of them than the US plant did. So that's so fun. So what kinds of things do you sew her now? Like just strictly quilting, or do you do any other Quilt As You Go stuff? Or
I'll try anything once.
okay.
It's
Okay.
my grandson just moved into Boston, and when he arrived with his mom, he arrived with 2 boxes of T-shirts.
Oh, T-shirt
So
quilts. I feel a
I've never
T-shirt
made
quilt in the mix.
I've never made one. I started that one today.
Tell me
I have.
you pre-stabilize the shirts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Because
I've been listening to you, Darlene.
okay, I'm
I mean,
like, please tell me.
I am not just a pretty face here. I've been listening to you.
Well, neither am I. Good. Okay, as long as you pre-stabilize. Are you cutting all of the shirts up to the same size?
No,
Okay, I do more of like an eclectic-y, like think scrapbook. Um,
that's right.
yeah, so I do like I decide whatever the maximum width of one of my t-shirts is, like if it's a
Yep,
chest thing, and I round everything to even numbers. So
that's what I
like,
did.
yep, so 12 and a half, 14 and a half, 16 and a half, and then I lay it out on my design wall and I put the pieces where I want to see them, and then I fill in with other fabrics to kind of make it look kind of scrapbooky, kind of collagey. Yeah, and there I have one. I owe my youngest nephew one because he just graduated from high school, and if I could find 2 minutes, I haven't even the box is still sitting here on the floor of my studio. I haven't even cut into it yet. That
They take time. Oh my
They
goodness.
do. Yeah, it's true because when you Kathy Zoka and Addie Washington said t-shirt quilts are the hardest. They
You're right,
are.
Kathy. You're right, Kathy. Listen, hello to Mel and Joe and
Oh.
Fran and
Oh.
Lisa and Linda and Sochi and all these people that I want to see.
I know. Lisa Meadows. Are you watching? Lisa Meadows is another one that's going to get the, hey, come, because she's got a pretty prestigious collection like Becky does. So you guys are too chicken to call me. I'm calling you.
Well, my collection is odd. I have my great grandmother's treadle sewing machine that still works that I have used with all
Okay.
her attachments. I have the featherweight, and
Okay.
I have an icon, which is an embroidery machine. So I love doing the
That's the
embroidery
FOF,
with
right?
that.
The FOF icon.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, those things
Yeah.
are fancy.
Yeah, they're beautiful, but I'm a geek, you see. So if it's got a
Well,
computer
you're a
attached
chemistry
to it,
nerd.
yeah.
That Celtic quilter, um, the Celtic
She
quilter
was great.
lady. Yeah, she's awesome. They're a FOF dealer, so they've got all the fancy, FOFs. So she's got a couple icons set up, and when I was there visiting with them, um, I was really impressed with that machine. Let's just put it that way.
It's a beautiful machine. By the way, the display that that fellow did of his featherweights was absolutely incredible.
Oh, when I had them walk me around the room. That guy, I found
Absolutely
out
wonderful.
that guy he bought that collection complete. Like he's
Oh,
added to it, but can you imagine how much? I can't even imagine how much money. Because I recently sold my Texas. That was one machine. Like I can't even imagine.
they were beautiful. And that cabinet, that round
Yeah,
oval
the oval one.
cabinet,
Yeah, I had an opportunity to buy one of
boy.
those, and in Arizona before we left, some gal had one. And honestly, like we're trying to like downsize our stuff because I just feel like I've got too much stuff, and having a cabinet that takes up real estate in my house was not an option. When we moved back to Washington after living in Scottsdale for 4 years, I didn't know where we were going to live. I didn't know what our house was going to look like. I mean, for all I knew, we were going to be in an apartment for a short amount of time, and I didn't want to have to deal with like trying to find places for furniture. I only have one cabinet, Judy, and in a machine or a sewing machine and a cabinet, and it's my memes. So, and that's the only one that I'll like. I'll sleep on it if I have to. It's coming with me forever.
If you had bought that one, though, you could have bought a new house.
Right?
If you had bought that one, though, you could have bought a new house.
It's true. It's true for sure. Kathy Zoka, I do not have parts for the red eye, but I might be able to point you in the right direction of someone that can help you. Someone's asking about if I service a red eye. Polly over in UK. Hi, Polly. She said, I think also as seamstresses, dressmakers, and quilters are secret geeks. We're not even that secretive about it. You can call me a geek all you want. I have to nerd out about some things. Oh, my mom wants to know what you told me what part of Massachusetts you were in, but I can't remember.
I live just outside of Springfield, Massachusetts, and just north of Enfield, Connecticut.
Mom, that's where we used to live. That's right.
I I taught in the neighboring town to Enfield. I taught in Ellington, Connecticut. It's the next door town.
I went to, who is the cotton gin guy? Is it Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin?
Oh yeah, that cotton gin guy.
Yeah, I went to that elementary school when we lived in Enfield.
Oh,
Or, yeah, Eli Whitney. I'm like, who's the cotton gin guy? Hi, Kim Warren. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. She goes, a what? I'm a what? Someone, yes, we're a geek. We're geeks, Kim Warren. It's okay. It's okay. Cool kids can be nerd out about certain things. Judy, you're so much fun. Thanks for joining me
oh, thank you.
tonight.
You're very welcome.
You're a pleasure, and I just really from my heart want to thank you so much for always being such a kind contributor to the show, and then being daring and not chicken to join me on camera. I really appreciate it.
Well, I did stand up in Florida, so that's part of it.
Really? Okay. That's fun. All right, my friend. Have a good evening. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right. Well, I'll be back, friends. Oh, whoa, whoa. We have a request. Do you have Annie handy? The girls would like to meet her.
She isn't very handy at the moment, but
Oh,
the picture that was on my the
the
promo.
picture. Yeah, I had a picture of her, Kathy, on the advertisement for tonight because Reagan put that together. All right. I'll be back again, friends, on Friday night for my sip and sew. I think I don't know what I'm making. I've got a couple things in process, and I need to not start anything new until I have that rule. It's a good rule. I need to get through some stuff first, so I don't know what I'm going to be sewing on. I can almost guarantee it'll be a glass of wine I'm sipping on. I'd love to invite you all to join me back right here on YouTube and Facebook at 4:00 Pacific on Friday. And I guess until then, I hope everybody has a great night. Thanks,
Love you,
Kate.
Darlene.
Love you too. We'll talk to you later.